coming from Anambra State on this particular elections. Joining us to look at some of the issues is the President Voters Awareness Initiative. He's also a lawyer, Wale Ogwade. Good morning and thanks for joining us. Welcome from Anambra State.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good morning, viewers.
Yeah, we also kept in touch with you while you were there, speaking with our correspondents as well as yourself. Tell us how it went on that day.
Election day was wonderful. In fact, God has a hand in it. The weather was quite cooperative. The Anambrans too were quite cooperative because they were eager for the event. I've been to Igbo land quite a number of times. You know the Anambra people, particularly the Igbo people. They are always aggressive. That's their nature, and we know no harm here. And of course, you see two gentlemen shouting, talking to each other. Sometimes we from the south, west, say, "What is it now? Take it easy." But this day, everything went calm. But the unfortunate thing, simultaneously, elections did not take place or start 8 o'clock.
Okay, that is the accreditation.
Sorry, accreditation did not start 8 o'clock. I thought it was a play. Backyard of Oka, there is a village called Inse. We went there. The youth corpers were not there. We went to Yori, some few kilometers away. Nothing was happening. We went to Agulucha or something like that too. Nothing was happening. Then we now decided we wanted to turn back to the headquarters of the local government. Then we now saw the guys coming around 9 o'clock. What was happening? And they said they delayed them. Who delayed you? They said they delayed them. Okay. We followed them. They started setting up. We left there. We went to Aguno. That's the town of Peter Obi. Same thing. We left there, went to Ukpo, the town of Emeka, Autorize, I guess, Autorize. The same thing, and of course, in between, we saw their villages. All over Anambra, my people in all the 21 local government area, nowhere did accreditation start 8 o'clock.
All 21?
All 21.
But you couldn't have been there. I mean, if you're moving around, what would have happened?
I just said that I have my people all over the 21 local government area.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just your team that was going round. It was you're making phone calls to clarify.
Yes.
Okay.
So that one put it. And of course, in law, particularly when it comes to election matters, we have what we call substantial compliance. We have what we call marginal compliance, and we have what we call partial compliance in election matters. And of course, this issue now did not fall within. You can't call this substantial or marginal or total compliance. And all of these things are issues. Anyway, I hope maybe if time permits, I'll get back to it.
But that was just accreditation. Eventually accreditation started because according to your own account, from what you saw in the very first area that you visited, you eventually saw at about 9 o'clock the INEC officials coming. So one would think that, okay, they settle down by 9:30, accreditation will begin, and hopefully the voting process will begin as well.
Good. But that has now altered the procedure. Because if you don't accredit, then definitely they won't be voting until accreditation is finished by the last person.
Well, this usually happens. I mean, because what happens is that I make extensions of time.
It usually happens. But my problem is the effort, the energy, the logistics, the attention that has been placed on this election called Anambra governorship election. In fact, it was as if 16th of November will never be. Because it was a day everyone looked up to, that yes, there will be a different upturn. And that would make people like, I went there on Tuesday. So my people will be on ground to distribute all my guys around the 21 local governments, so as to see that indeed the work is done very well. And of course, on Thursday, when I was in the INEC headquarters in Oka, the INEC officers were beating their chest that this time around we're going to get it right. And we are happy that yes, at the press briefing too, earlier in the day, for observers, of course they were up and down, all they are talk that they are all ready and so on.
So with that beating of their chest, what does that say? That they've done all that needs to be done?
And of course we said, okay, good.
So what went wrong?
I wouldn't know. In fact, driving here now, I'm still thinking, what went wrong? Because at the end, you saw them driving out with all the materials. We have advocated that they must move non-sensitive materials, electoral materials, before the election. so as to reduce the stress on election day. That we are told was done, and I saw them. I saw them moving materials out. Is in terms of security, there were as many military policemen as you can say they needed. There were as many military guys too on ground, because I want to know, that day I decided just to go to Enugu on Thursday. After I found out that everything, I just decided to go to Enugu to see a pastor of mine who came back from India and so on. So when we are going to Enugu, on the way from Enugu to Oka, we saw a detachment of military guys, around 20 jeep vehicle in the hillocks coming in. I said, well, they want to beef up security. So to us, all things have been put in place for a successful election. What went wrong, I can't say.